Is this why these three friends have decided to share their personal stories with the world?
Yes. Okay. So there's a thing called text therapy now, which is basically when you're geographically held back from going to a therapist, or maybe it's just easier for you to do it online. So all of your correspondence with your therapist is transcribed for you. Right? So it does a lot of things. It helps you read through actually your feelings.
Look at all this. This is fabulous.
These three friends decided to start this website called Friends with Secrets, and they published all of their therapy sessions, going through like a myriad of issues. Like one's a transgender woman, one is dating, and that woman in the middle is actually Akilah Hughes, who I follow her. I love her. She's a brilliant writer. But and it's interesting talking about her growing up and how that has affected her now in her current situation.
That's so interesting
cool.
that they would be. I mean, we obviously share stuff on this show.
We sure do.
Our poor husband.
Yeah.
And then what about Ricky? But that's a whole other story. But no, I cannot imagine.
Sorry, I can't.
I cannot imagine really sharing the nitty-gritty of like a therapy session. That seems
right.
A little much,
yeah.
But if it's cathartic or or helpful to others,
exactly,
then that's what it's.
Yeah, that's what they were helping to do, to kind of maybe people who they were okay with sharing, and they're like, maybe people can't afford to go to a therapist, and they're experiencing the same things. This will help them talk through their own issues.
Yes.
But yeah, it takes a lot, I think, to be at a place where you could share what you're going through, because that's rough.
I actually think we really have, before you get into the helpful ways, really quickly, I've talked about this before and shared that I look back now and part of me wonders about like my dad's alcoholism. I think he was just depressed, and the poor man back then, I think there was a stigma attached to seeking help and therapy, and definitely for a machismo Italian man. And I love how far we've come with, and everybody's in therapy. Yeah, and it's okay. And it's okay. Right. It's okay. So I love this.
Yeah, I was actually in therapy, and I just cried for an hour. I was like, am I getting my money's worth? I don't know.
Easiest money she's ever made.
She was excellent, but I just cried.
Remember in Something About Mary, where the therapist has left the room? That was one of my favorite. He left on a lunch break, came back, and
still crying. That was me.
And Ben Stiller was none the wiser. So hopefully that's not going to happen to you.
No.
Or you with your tears. You can cry for free to me if you ever need it.
Thank you.
Don't waste your money.
I think it's important, that we are starting to not only recognize it, but understand it. Right. That's the second part of it.
Yes.
So here are some important insights about secrets that can shed light on our own emotional power and how to deal with it. Okay.
Love it.
All right. So privacy and secrets are in fact different. Privacy refers to making a conscious choice to impose a boundary around something we choose not to share because we feel like it's our business, right?
Makes total
sense. So we're
sense,
keeping this private, right? Which, this is sidebar, but my mom had a real hard time. Like, I was such a share, like I overshared. She always said I had one kid that told everything and another kid that never said a word, because I would overshare everything because I was trying to relate to people.
Yes.
But my mom was like devastated by that. I'm really sorry, Mom, because I would just tell our business. Yeah. And there was an interesting story in the article, because the woman, it was about two women who said that they each thought growing up the other families were perfect. And she's like, your dad was always cooking, your mom was so tan and so bubbly and so sweet. And she's like, she goes, my mom was tan because she went to rehab in Arizona because she had an eating disorder. Yes. And she's like, that's why my dad was cooking. So like, as we get older, we find out that like what we build up in our minds to be perfection is just sometimes a complete illusion.
Of course.
That we then worship or idealize.
Yes. And now we
can everything comes crumbling down. You're like, none of it's real.
And now, next thing you know,
welcome to adulthood.
We're on the couch. Anyway. We're on the therapist's sofa.
Okay. Secrets are often accompanied by self-judgment and discomfort.
Self-judgment. Okay, that's true.
So we feel like we don't want to tell people our secrets because we've broken a rule, or it's taboo, or it's something like that.
Very true. So that's a great distinction between secrets and privacy.
Yeah. So you have to identify that first. Because sometimes it's just people, it's nobody's business.
That is
But we don't want to harbor secrets that will make us sick, which I'm going to get to. But people on average have, how many secrets do you think people have on average?
I say really juicy secrets, like 3.
Okay, well, you must be living a clean and awesome life, because it says in the article there people have 13 secrets on average.
What?
Yes.
13?
And 5 they've never told anyone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, 5 they've never told anyone.
Yes, I love it. We're also mysterious.
Do you guys feel that way in the studio? Can I have a show of hands?
How many people are keeping secrets?
Whoa, we've got some.
Candace. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say your name out loud. I'm like outing people on TV. I'm so sorry.
Yes, she's like, yes, 13 secrets there. Trent, only 7. Christine, 2. But they're doozies.
No, but I do have, like, I haven't, like, people are like, do you tell your husband everything? I'm like, no, because before I met him, no, that's his business.
Wow. Now, I have a friend who thought the exact same way, and I was the opposite, which is probably why I didn't get married till later in life. I would tell everyone, every little thing I was dating. Well, this happened once, and then I did this. That was a bad year. And then and they're like, forget this chick. And she was like, no, no, no. I'm an honest person, but I feel like what happened prior to this person. Sorry, I've got something in my eye. I'm not blinking out.
Okay.
What happened is none of.
Yeah.
It's pre.
Well, it's not going to help our situation, right? Like me divulging these secrets to you aren't going to like further our relationship.
Right, not necessarily.
You don't need to know that.
Yeah, true.
Those are for me and for me alone.
Cara is so mysterious.
Just to say.
Peel back the layers. She's like an onion.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next.
Okay. So, and how to deal with telling them is there's a thing that psychologists have actually coined a controlled release, which is basically finding your safe person or someone that you trust if you're harboring a secret that you're spending a lot of time thinking about and letting this person know, whether that be a therapist or a friend.
Okay. So it's just that one person.
Yes.
Who has to be extremely trustworthy.
Yes.
Not they're going to have a couple glasses of wine and let it slip out.
Right.
We know those people, don't we?
We sure do. Yeah. I'm a locked box.
You're a vault.
I really am. I will never say anything.
It's in the vault.